Hello, everyone. It is that time again for Crimson Clown, and this time I am bringing to you, as promised, Prison Architect, one of my favorite indie games. It is now completely out. They put in their very first update. So what they had updated, I'll kind of go around show you my prison. I pre-built it because I didn't want to have you guys just kind of watching me build stuff. I will be building onto it, but at least we have something to kind of work with here. At the beginning, it can kind of get a little crazy. So basically, I have my entrance of my prison down here. This is where all the deliveries take place. You can see reception. This is where the prisoners will come in. For those of you new to the game, you kind of play as a warden, sort of, and you have guards, and you basically build a prison kind of like a sim. And you'll have prisoners, and that's the best part. The prisoners kind of act out. Every prisoner is different. You have maximum security, minimum security, normal security. So there's a lot. Am I missing a fence piece there? That's not good. See, this is the kind of stuff you can't overlook. Oh, no, I guess I do. I guess that's just the door or something. Oh, I'm missing on that side. True. So yeah, so up here, once you come in, you have my power and water. All the offices. Right now, I only have my warden. And oh, look at that. A Polaroid. Can't go wrong with a Polaroid. Those are like a collectible for the game. So you have multiple people that can have offices up here, and they'll kind of give you bonuses. I'll show you the bureaucracy later. You can research things and get better and better, security guards, cameras, all sorts of craziness. Down here you have cell block A. So cell block A has the cells over here. You have solitary up here. This will be my main solitary. There's so many here. Unless there's a big riot, then I'll probably need more. Showers, the common room. I'm not sure what's going to go here. Probably the shop. I have a few rooms that I can make into other things here. I have parole, so the parole office is for when the prisoners are, I guess, when they act really, when they don't get into trouble. I was trying to think of a better way of saying it, but when they don't get into trouble, they can be up for parole, and there's a certain percentage chance that they'll get out, and you get money for them leaving early. Visitation, so they can see their families. Chapel, so they can pray to whatever god they choose. And you have the canteen and kitchen. As you notice, it is filthy in here. I have not unlocked the janitorial services yet, so that'll definitely be something that I'll have to do first. There's also the yard up here. I'm just going to let them kind of hang out here, but I will be building a better yard as time goes on. And I believe I put in, yeah, I did put in phones so they can call their families and stuff. The common room is going to be pretty important. I put these chairs here because you can have classes in here, so we'll see how that works out. Now, one of the new things they added in the game is that these things used to be called cells. Now you can still make a cell that's for one person, so it's one bed, one person. Um, when you were building your prison, it would make it pretty, not tight packed, but it did take a lot of room to house so many prisoners. Now you can have a holding cell, but that's really like if your prison suddenly is overpopulated for a bit, you can throw some people in there until there's room. Now these, what they added was dormitories, and dormitories can have bunk beds. They can have multiple bunk beds. I'm just doing two per cell here, so that'll make my. This cell block's gonna hold a lot of people. I'm not sure how it's gonna work if like I can't see in the cell because there is kind of a fog of war, and that's not good. I don't want to like walk by and suddenly see someone being killed or worse. I don't know. I don't know what could possibly be going on, but I just want to be careful with what I'm doing here. Uh, I just wanted to let you guys have like a little bit of a rundown of what the prison looks like. This is Crimson Penitentiary. We have our uh, kind of stock here. We have like lights and a whole bunch of wood that we cut down when we were cutting down trees. So this is like our storage room, just in case we need anything. I still have a little bit of money. I spent a lot of the money. I sold my old prison to do this prison, and I spent a lot of money on this. This was quite expensive. Usually you wouldn't start with something just as big, but again, I want to make a good video for you guys. I know you guys are. So I'm hoping everyone had a great weekend and a great week. I was gonna pump out a few videos earlier, but I've been so busy during the week. There's a lot of things going on with my upcoming school, upcoming work, and planning out the Merrick stuff. I've been doing a lot of writing. Also, I was feeling a little sick. I mean, the weather up in Canada has been kind of up and down. It's been hot and cold, and I do not do well when the temperature changes in such drastic manner. It just like it kind of fucks with my head, and I get sick. So I was a little sick. I was a little sick, but today I promised myself I would make a good video for you guys. So as you can see up here, we have prisoners coming in. I'm gonna get 10 per day, so 10 are coming in. We have 3 minimum security and 7 normal security. I'm not sure if you guys are gonna see my pointer, but it's up in the left-hand corner, so you can kind of take a look. So bureaucracy. We have our warden, and she has already researched maintenance, so I'm gonna have her research security next. So now 5 hours and 57 minutes in the game's time, it'll take her to research that. And because she's researched that, now I can hire, if I go down to staff here, these are all the staff you can hire. You can see a lot of them are blocked out. I do need to get a doctor in as quickly as possible because when people do get hurt, they need to be healed down in the med bay. So I'm going to have to make something for them as quickly as possible. But for now, we can buy... my daily budget is just ridiculous right now. How many builders do I have? So I can go here. This is kind of where you get all your information. Your intake, grants that you have, which give you extra money if you succeed in building or reaching some sort of a goal. So that kind of helps out. Then you can have programs later on that help out prisoners. They also teach them how to work in your prison, so you don't have to hire so much staff. But right now, I'm gonna fire some people so I can hire my foreman. There. Okay. So now we have a foreman. He picks his office up there. Oh, this prison is so dirty. It's filthy. It's like a Christina Aguilera video. It's no good. The milk's gone bad. Alright, so now I can go back up to the bureaucracy and I can get him to research cleaning. And I can then get janitors and the janitors will clean up. There's a lot of stuff. Psychology helps. It lets you see the state of your prisoners. It's pretty important actually because the psychologist will let you know if they're stressed out, why they're stressed out, what they need. It's just like Sims. Like it'll show like food. Everyone has like necessities. So I'm gonna speed this up a little now that I've spoken to you about that stuff. But everyone has like certain necessities that they need and want, and I mean it's a lot like Sims, but you don't control the people. And that's what really makes it scary. Is you can control the guards, you can make the guards do stuff, but you can't control the prisoners. You can subdue them, you can move them to places with your guards, but you can't physically move them around. So it's pretty bad. They will try to escape. They will try to kill people. If certain people have certain attributes, such as snitch, or some people will have like ex-law enforcement. In my last video, I kind of showed you one of my guys in my last prison. They're in danger of prisoners hurting them. And even you can have a cop killer as one, and that means that your guards won't stop beating on the guy. Like they'll keep beating him to death. So you need to like keep an eye on him, and if he's getting subdued, you need to make sure to pull back your guards manually. So there's a lot to the game, and it makes it a lot of fun. I mean, it sounds a little gruesome and a little dark, but it's not so bad, guys. It's really really funny. I'm hoping we have 2 more hours till our first prisoners get here. So when the prisoners arrive, I'll kind of give you an introduction to who they are, what they're all about. All these doors that are open currently are going to slam shut right when the prisoners get here. And I'm excited to get my first 10 prisoners with you guys. This is one of the first games that I really followed on YouTube. Like I watched videos of people playing, and it was so funny because the prisoners just do the craziest stuff, and you don't know what's going to happen, how many people are going to get into fights, all sorts of craziness. As there's a few more minutes, I wanted to put in metal detectors here. Metal detectors let you know if there's any contraband coming in. They're pretty important, actually. I'm going to put 2 there. And then, just like any game where you're building, you need like power and all that. So I'm going to put those there. And 2 minutes, and here come our first prisoners, guys. This is a pretty big deal. So you can see I got money for that. You get money depending on what kind of prisoners you bring in. Like I said, I only brought in some minimum security and some normal security. I'm not ready for maximum yet. Maximum have a higher rate of violence. They'll have more attributes like deadly, which means they can kill people easily, or stoic, which means they don't care if they're put in solitary. Solitary will calm people down. It will kind of, level head them. But when it comes to maximum security, they can even be legendary, and that's already scary enough. So who do we have here? We have our 3 minimum security. We have Damon. He's in for multiple crimes, including handling stolen goods and shoplifting. We have Tom Wyatt, 1 year, sentenced to 1 year for dangerous driving. Okay, so he's not going to be with us for very long. 4 years for counterfeiting currency. So these guys were the minimum security. They didn't really do too much crazy, like violent stuff or anything like that. And then we have Christian, sentenced to 3 years for multiple crimes, including assaulting an officer, perjury, and perjury again. We have Dan Wood for violent disorder, 3 years. And this guy, Christopher Nash, he's got 6 years for false imprisonment. But also, if we go to here, he already has a reputation, which isn't good. He's a tough prisoner, so he can take a lot of damage when he's in a fight. He can also withstand a hit by a taser. Sometimes if you taser him, he won't go down. And even more dangerous is that he is a gang member. So he's our first gang member in this prison. And I'm a little worried, because if gangs can get out of control, if the gang leader comes here, you can start recruiting, and gangs will take over your prison. You have no control over it. All right, so let's see who else we got. James William, 3 years for possession. And we got Joe Reaper Cruz. Pat just wants to use the internet, killed the whole family, the whole company of an internet service provider due to an intermittent connections for several days. Sometimes they have like a really funny explanation of who these guys are. Alright, so they get searched when they come in. I think there's... I already looked at him. I think there's 2 more that are coming in this prisoner bus here. So once they're searched, they will be brought down into their respective cells, and that will be the first of many prisoners coming in here, because I can fit quite a bit, but I want to trickle them in. Before, I used to bring them all in, and it was madness. Some of them have go through withdrawal. See, this guy was trying to bring in a saw. What? See, that's why you always got to search them. They can bring in some crazy stuff. Anyway, some of them will have drug addictions and alcohol addictions, and they will go absolutely bananas when you lock them up. They'll beat on people and kill a guard or 2, and that's no good. That's not the kind of prison I want to run here. I'm running a clean prison, and we're gonna have a lot of prisoners here by the end. And I've never actually had a prison above, I think, 60 prisoners is the most I had, but I've seen prisons that are 500 people, and it looks pretty crazy, especially if they're all maximum security. That's it's scary shit. Pigeon? Is this guy named Dan Pigeon? Yeah, that's funny. Well, the last 2 guys here, we have this guy who looks like he's sunburnt. Mazclez. His girlfriend Matilda died during a tombs trip in Lycia, Turkey. He tried to conjure her spirit with black magic, but his assisting friends Ricardo, Paulo, Giorgio, Marco, and Luca were slaughtered by evil demons. He's full of remorse and regrets. Whoa. He sounds pretty intense, actually. He has no reputation, though. And then we have Lee, sentenced for 3 years for driving under the influence. So nothing too crazy. Looks like so how you can tell this guy's in a gang is the face tattoos. All gang members have face tattoos, and people will get face tattoos if they join a gang. He cannot bring people into the gang, so there's no way that he'll bring anyone into this gang. It has to be a leader, but he's still a part of it. If anyone comes down the line and there is a leader, then he'll start just bring people in, and it'll start taking over areas. It'll actually show, once I get intelligence, I can see where gangs are, where the paraphernalia is going, if I have certain snitches of my own in the prison. Yeah, so everyone's being brought down to their cells here. And guys, you know what? That's going to wrap up this little introduction to the game. I hope you are excited as I am to see what crazy shenanigans are going to happen. I'm sure that people are just going to get bludgeoned. I'm at the very beginning of the game. It's a little rough, but we're gonna get through it together. And thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more Prison Architect. And take care.